into what will be a mighty World Cup in 3 years' time. Here come the players. Ben Garcia leading out France and Junior Barlow leading out Samoa. You just got the feeling this will be something special. Samoan fans, well, they've forgotten what happened in the tournament opener. That's way back in the rearview mirror now. One win here, and they are into the final 8. Tim Laffey there, just joining the line. Called up mid-tournament at his 3rd World Cup. Good mix, young players. Taylor May into the side tonight. The trophy on show. Women's World Cup to start this week. Wheelchair World Cup to start this week. Final of the Physical Disability Rugby League as well coming up. It's a real festival of rugby league. So now we get ready for the anthems of France and Samoa.
Now please join together for the national anthem of Samoa.
World Cup Rugby League action tonight from Warrington. You are looking at the Samoans, 3 times quarter-finalists at World Cups. The years 2000 and the last 2, 2013 and 2017. And in more recent times for France, they didn't win a game at the 2017 World Cup. They qualified in 2013, the last time it was held in this part of the world, only to be knocked out by England. And they're also quarter-finalists in 2000, knocked out by New Zealand. These two sides know the story going into tonight. Win and play Tonga in the quarter-finals. These two teams from Group A. In the countdown to kick-off, this will be one of the highlights of the night. The Civitao performed by the Samoan players. The French team all lined up across their 40-metre line. And Junior Barlow takes centre stage, the captain.
So, Samoa! Saudi! Kako! Ja kau e makwakau! Ja fai e mafai! Samoa! Mako ke koia sovale! Ai uso a suma! Sau! Samoa! Hoa!
Sensational. I hope that has come through your television screens. It is something. It's awesome to witness it live. She's got a set of lungs in him, Junior Barlow.
Absolutely spine tingling. We're about 300 metres away from them, and I could feel that from up here, Bossy. That was incredible. You know, obviously being of Māori descent myself, I've seen a lot of huckers in my time. Obviously, that is just absolutely brilliant. And you know what? I love what the French did there. They stood there, they stood their ground, and they accepted it. And that's what it's all about. The challenge has been thrown down. Oh, yes, we're going to get it on.
Love it. Last-minute warm-up for both teams, just confirming the lineups. Let's hope that the spine players hit the mark with Atu Mugia at fullback. Gigo, we know his experience. Tony's been around the block many times. His 14th test, 19th test, in fact, tonight. And young Cesar Rougier, bit of pressure on the man that will play 5'8" tonight in jumper number 23. Big moment for all the referees as well. Todd Smith in charge of this one. A relative newcomer to the NRL ranks, so a great experience for him to have a test match of this importance tonight. There's the star of last week, Jerome Luai. They're still talking about him in Doncaster. They're saying, I wonder if the Dons can get him to play third-tier England. Could we borrow Jerome for a few weeks?
I'm sure Carl Hall, the mayor of Doncaster, he'll be straight into him. He would love Jerome. He'll offer him a contract when he's 48.
Lovely stuff.
When he's 48, when he turns 48.
Yeah. Young Cesar Rougier in 5'8", 20 years of age. One test was at half versus Wales this year. Biggest moment of his life now. Garcia is a true leader. He would be at home in any rugby league competition, elite competition in the world. We're all about inclusiveness today. It's been a wonderful day in Warrington. Finals of the Physical Disabilities Rugby League. Great to see the Australian side. They're at the French end of the field for this first half in their golden green tracksuits. So they're taking in the action tonight. There they are. Adam Hills and the team that went down to Wales today in the playoff for third and fourth.
All right, Joseph.
If you're not excited about this one, you better check your pulse. It is Samoa versus France. And bring on the first few hit-ups. Joseph Sualihi gets us underway. And the French will have a run off the back fence straight away. There are some big boys in this French forward pack. Let me tell you, there's no shrinking violets in the Samoan forward pack, as we know.
Daddy, move!
In the first exchanges, expected to be fierce. In fact, Paul Thigier, who just took that run, he's not the biggest of forwards.
Junior,
it must be like entering the land of the giants for Paul when he comes up against a side like this.
Daddy,
Nice low tackle, Junior Barlow getting in there. affected on Dizaria. And now Garcia to the 40-metre line.
Last tackle release.
So steady set.
Go.
They get to their kick.
Not late.
And it is Gigot who goes very high rather than
Alex.
long. I'm not sure about that tactic. He's given up a lot of territory. And May bringing Sulihi into the play on halfway.
Marquez. Hold. Hold.
I think that'll be a game tactic that France will play. They know what Sualihi's like carrying the ball back. They're going to try and put the ball high and try and get him as he catches the ball. There's no point trying to give him the opportunity to get some momentum up.
Ben, let go. Way back in
This
the
is an
middle.
early
Here,
opportunity,
here.
28 metres out from the French line, and Barlow tips it on to Jaden Sewer. St George Illawarra Dragon back rower in this Samoan side. Levi, long for Milford to go short. Royce Hunt was very good on test debut last week. Same can be said of Oregon Kafusi. They've earned their places in the starting side. Luai, the little stab, and well positioned. Morgay's first involvement is very important.
It's a decent set for Samoa. That's where you want to start the ball, just a metre off the line. If you're not going to get a back-to-back set, if you're not going to score a try, then try and pin the opposition as close to the line as possible. Putting the little kick through, building pressure, taking energy out of France.
No Morgan Escaré at fullback for France for this one, so to Mugia, he's such a talented player. I think he handles it on his ear, but it's still big pressure. Another run for Garcia, running at Denny Levi.
Last tackle.
And last tackle, been a good defensive set for Samoa. Pretty stock standard. That's better, kicking a little longer this time. Awkward bounce for Sulihi at the back. The kick of Tony Gigot. And this set a little deeper on the Samoans, 31 metres out from their own line. Milford, Taylor May, they got almost like twins, the two wingers in their style today. Brian To'o and Taylor May. Don't be surprised if they take 20 carries each in the game. Lafai skipping out to the left. Has to pinch himself that he's playing his third World Cup. Wasn't there for the start. There's no baggage from game one for Tim Lafai. Another run for May, just outside the 20. Early chances with Samoa. Junior Barlow on this run. Acosta was first man in. It was good contact. Last tackle, Luai on the left, right up to the line, digs in, chases there, bounce perfect. It's on a silver platter. That is tea time is served for Tim Lafai. The kick of Jerome Luai is 10 out of 10.
Great lead-up work there by Samoa, just being patient, and the game's only been 3 minutes long. Building pressure, making France's defense get all the way up, ball go all the way to the line, spot the gap, push it through. Tim Lafai scoring, had an incredible season for Salford this year. One of the big components that they had on their left side flank, incredible strike weapon that he is, and just turning up in the right place.
The skills of Jerome Luai, a headline act at this World Cup, and he's taken just 4 minutes to put his imprimatur on the game.
And that's his threat, isn't it? With Jerome, you know he's got an amazing left foot step. He can go out the line, he can step through the line, he can power through the line. So you got to deal with him. When you're looking at him, he can just put the ball on that lovely little caress kicked into the backfield, perfectly timed, perfectly weighted, and Tim Lafai jumping on top of it, knowing exactly what's going on.
And now over to Stephen Crichton, who picked up a haul of 24 points against Greece. That was a try, and 10 from 13. For those who don't follow the National Rugby League in Australia, he is a second-choice kicker behind Nathan Cleary, who we saw last night for Australia. But Crichton is a very capable kicker. He can easily be the #1 at any club. And there he is with an easy one to start the night.
Has he got any Kiwi blood in him?
Stephen, I'd have to, well, in fact, he's playing with, saying a little, is there a transfer window in the World Cup? Is that what you're proposing?
I don't think he's going to jump ship, is he? We were struggling, though. We were struggling the other night.
So France concede the first try. They've had no field position. Gigot starts us back up. And off the back fence this time comes Royce Hunt. And straight up over the 20-metre line. Paul Asigia Came up quickly. Suolihi follows up. There is some serious venom in those two charges. So in Benjamin Julien and Paul Seguier, they are smaller back rowers. Oh, shot! Front on! Spring air. Gadwin, where did that come from? What a set! Kick over the head of Yahar and over the sideline. But have you just been knocked off your lounge chair watching this?
That is 4 carries with purchase and energy. I tell you what, they're going the direct route. There were times against England where Samoa fell into the trap of trying to move in the ball too early. They've decided, you know, let's go with what we know. Let's stay in our lane. We're a powerful team. Let's go the power route and try and draw energy out of this French team. And I got to admit, they're going to do it well.
Yeah, that was quite imposing, that set. So some hard work to be done for France. Kick over the sideline, not a bad tactic from Milford. With the French now on the end. I mean, one feature of last weekend was the Samoans attacked with their defence as well. As game as the Greeks were, they were copping an absolute hammering. Da Costa for Garcia, tipping it on. Gigot just dropping it back on the inside.
Okay, off him now.
Having said Seguier and Julien are a little on the lighter side, they're pretty good players. Seguier, the man on that run. Now for Dizaria. And 8 metres inside their own half. Another last tackle, another kick from inside their half. Gigot is just not getting it right. He's filthy at himself there. He looked to kick low and long there and barely got it through the front line. He's got to do better than that. Kicking game needs improvement. If early indications that the first high ball had us a little confused, and this one, it's into his own player.
Is one of the features there that's happened in the opening 5 minutes of this game is the hustle. You was talking about how Samoa were attacking on defense. Again, kick pressure there, the hustle.
Luai coming up with nothing but air was Romano. He jammed in off the wing. You've got to make the tackle. May offloads and Luai floats it up over the top. There was some risk in that. Sewer with the ball, bouncing away from defenders. The wrecking balls bounce because that's what he was like there.
Defense like that is exhausting. When someone's rattling around like that and you're grasping at air, it just takes energy out of you.
Kafusi offloading for Hunt. You've got to ask yourself, where was this hard charging back 2 weeks ago in the cup opener? Luai, Milford, overlap, Lafay, dishing it on there for Taylor May. The cover defence is brilliant from the French. You reckon May scores 9 times out of 10 there. And now right in the corner, quite the scramble they've hung on. That will be a confidence booster, albeit energy sapping, but to hang on there, that's a fine effort. Matou Laguerre in that corner. Arthur Romano already under pressure. Luai is going to keep going that way. They are really going to be tested. Well, again, it's one of those working sets coming off their own line. Yahar's coming off the left wing. I'm hoping that bloke Yahar can find his best try-scoring form. Prolific try-scorer in the Super League. Yet to notch a test try. Maybe tonight. Garcia with it. 5 tackles. Similar story. Kick from inside their own half. So he's controlling the kicking. That's a better one. Gigot. And Suolihi with the ball. The 19-year-old from the Sydney Roosters in the NRL. Representing his Samoan heritage here. Very good chance he would have been picked from the Kangaroos if he had pledged his allegiance there.
I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't, because this is a different Samoa. What we're watching tonight, they've grown from last week's game. They've got some of their combination. They've worked a few things out. They blew the cobwebs out after the game against England, and we're starting to see their mettle now.
Levi, Kafusi, Milford on for Sua, then on for Crichton. He's got a fend on him. Simasoni Langi does the job there. Last tackle, 20 away, To'o, Milford, and a bomb that will test them out. It's there. Oh, that's a superb take, then lost. Well, I think they more or less got in each other's way. I thought that Matul Laguerre had the best shot at it, but I think you find he collides with his own teammate at the finish, does he? He bumps into Romano on the way back. Line dropout.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of communication, but I tell you what, it's going to be confusing when you've got Suali'i coming at you, isn't he? Because you know that how good he is in the air. You've got to hear those footsteps coming.
They've got to find a way to hang in here, the French. Samoa with all the field position in this. Oh, boy! The charge from Royce Hunt. And Elrix da Costa has almost been knocked back to Papillon. 15 away from the line. Hunt with the ball again. Talk about belong in Test Rugby League. Royce Hunt. Oh, boy. What a charge. Luai, pressure. And then the ball has been called forward. Between Romano and Laguerre, they get the job done.
They do get the job done, but they're just hanging on at the moment. You get that feeling that it's only a matter of time. What Samoa doesn't want to do now, oh, I tell you what, that's nearly a decent pass, isn't it? He caught a forward pass. But what Samoa doesn't want to overplay. Maybe that's an argument that's a little bit of overplaying. You know, tip on out the back of your head.
That's right. Here's a charge for you. Oh, boy. Poor old Alex da Costa.
Gosh.
Nice test.
Yeah, he's still sick. He's down in the backfield at the moment.
Is he pointed in the right direction to go into the south of France or not? I lose my bearings a little here. The north of England. It was an awesome charge. So it's likely that Iwa Pellissier will be called into the game. And he's a very good player. You know, one of the more experienced in the French squad at 31 years of age. So he won't let anyone down, but certainly not how Alex da Costa wanted to leave the field tonight. He may not be back.
No, well, one of the things you get with Pellissier, he lifts the tempo of any attacking side. He loves jumping out in half. Samoa will have to be good around the ruck. They'll have to make sure that they deal with him first before they move on, because he loves to run. He's a thief. He steals yards for fun.
Well, this is a familiar story now, isn't it? It's the story of the whole half when they've had the ball. Edwin Springer on that run. Here he goes. Takes his first scurry. But Kaufusi there with Royce Hunt. Well, they're working as hard as they can to steal what meters they can. Rougier on that run. The young 5'8". He's going to be there in the World Cup in 3 years' time. This is all part of the journey for the young 5'8" in the headgear. France inside the Samoan half. Garcia gets in a bit of a wrestle there. Wasn't too happy about that. Zaria. It was a big moment when he scored a try in their cup opener against the Greeks. Pushed along there. Springer again. 32 away from the Samoan line. This is their best chance of the match through 12.5 minutes. And again with a big fella. Zaria. Centre field. Garcia. Rougier. Ooh, he fell into the knees. Well, that's unfortunate. He slipped into the tackle. It's called high, and yes, if there's head contact, but you could form some defence, I would think, for Kaufusi.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. In the letter of the law, you're not allowed to make any contact with the head, but at the morgue, they're definitely sliding down. There's a couple of these players at the moment actually just slipped over. They might want to check their studs at half-time. Albeit everyone plays with moulded soles these days, don't they? I used to play with the big 22mm.
That's right, you had the high heel boots sitting over the ankles. That's how long back you go. The bold black and white vision of Robbie Hunter-Paul. 5 minutes away from the line. France trailing by 6 points to 0. An attacking set here, though. Gigot with the ball. Rougier, and then all the way to the corner. Romano denied a try in the corner. Lafay and May getting the plaudits to their teammates there.
Tell you what, this is all on. Every other day of the week, they're scoring this try. This is great slide defense there.
May it is. It's a push, isn't it? It's the push tackle.
In the air. How often do you see these tries being scored?
Yeah, he still had a crack though, didn't he?
He wasn't able to get his thumb around it.
So a try saver from May on the wing, who made his test debut in the mid-year test against the Cook Islands, but this is his first test at the World Cup. Brian To'o on the run here. Over 300 metres he recorded last week, running metres from the winger. And for those new to rugby league, that is a lot. I mean, if you had a 200-metre game, you'd say superb, and he's run for over 300.
Samoa can't fall in love with themselves here, albeit they've had the opening 15 minutes of this half. What they can't do is just rest on their laurels, because the score is still only 6-0.
And that ball knocked down. Well, I don't know whether they would have been doing that on the last tackle. Well, oh, that's not the best of plays, I would suggest, for you, Pelissier there. He was at marker. It's the last tackle. Did he really need to do that?
It's a low statistical move, isn't it? Hand goes into the ruck. You see those getting penalised as well. It's one of those things that they're trying to crack down on, because it's just an ugly part of the game, reaching into the ruck and just spoiling the flow of the game.
The play, the last tackle, the ball was going to be coming your way, you would have thought, at some point. So Samoa will get a scrum feed. Formation interesting, close to the scrum behind it. Sualihi is the man on the left of the scrum. They come right to To'o at first receiver. Outside the 40-metre zone, now Sua, and another big carry. He's had an excellent start to the match. Jaden Sua, he plays on the right edge for the Samoans. Infield this time, Oregon Kafusi. Out of the Parramatta Eels in Australia, he's off to the Cronulla Sharks next year. Levi, Milford again, goes short that time. No return offload from Balo. And he's one of the best offloaders in the NRL. Set restart the Samoans. Milford almost through the tackle of Garcia. Every tackle important here. Luai again. Balo, good ball play. Kafusi. Cesar Rouge had moved up on the outside and slipped. Ball went no further. Levi. Luai on right side this time. Sualihi, beautiful hands. To'o from there is never stopped. There is some mesmerising handwork there. And passing, I dare say, magician-like from Samoa for their second try.
Incredible setup here by Jerome Luai. Anthony Milford got stuck on the left-hand side of the field. Junior Polo goes through, then you've got Luai, then it's Suali, just ties in Lungi, just enough. And look, we know about this man. Thor not going to be closed out that close to the line, not with a one-on-one. But look at that pass, just pulls in Lungi, and then that's just like an open try line for Thor, isn't it?
We worked last night on the Australian game, Robbie, against Italy, and we talked about that great advantage of club combinations at international level. And there was a try that Australia scored where 3 Panthers were involved. It was a Zayo to Nathan Cleary and on to Liam Martin, the Australian back rower. Well, there on that right side, then you've got Jerome Luai, you've got Stephen Crichton, you've got Brian To'o. That is, a firm from the grand final winners of the last 2 years in Australia again, the Panthers.
And then you throw Joseph Suali in there as well.
Yeah, who's
with
just
his ability.
Amazing.
It's scary, isn't it?
Penrith Panthers have become an absolute powerhouse in Australia, and they have many players represented here at the World Cup. Won't be too many who return for off-season training in a few weeks. Crichton's second kick of the night. There's another bloke who's developed into star quality, still young. Left foot kick, and just to the side of the posts. So a 10-0 scoreline, but it is a Samoan side, Robbie, making the most of a dominating possession and field position in the game.
It certainly is. You know, it's really good. I'm tracking at the moment the 2 Samoan halves. Just trying to see what their structure is, because they didn't really have any in that opening game against England, where they've worked it out. Obviously, they spent the last 2 weeks. The run out against Greece, I think, would have been good for them, but they spent the last 2 weeks just working on those combinations. Everyone seems to be turning up at the right time.
Here goes Royce Hunt again. He's going to be a favourite here at Warrington in quick time, the way he's ripping away. He runs away from the terrace stand, and up he goes. Really leading this side in only his second test. He's making a lot of meters. Now for Lafai. Some signs of trouble here for the French, and now concede a set restart. I think he's now on this run. 30 years of age, playing just his third test. Loving the moment. Balo. They're on the front foot now, the Samoans. If the offloading game comes in, look out. This could get away from the French here. Kafusi. They are eating up 10 and 12 metres with every run at the moment. This is a march upfield. Balo now trying to barge his way through the centre. He made another 6 or 7 once they had hold of him. Levi. Luai. Left side. Beautiful ball. Milford to May. Third try to Samoa. Aren't we seeing a super passing game from the Samoans here? This is very skillful rugby league.
You know what I love about Samoa in this game so far? The opening 20 minutes, they're staying in their lane. They know what works for them. They're going the power route. They're not overplaying. And then when they earn the right, that's when they're shifting the ball. You were talking about if they bring in the offload. Well, they haven't earned the right to do the offload game at this point in time. They're setting the platform, and their halves are playing together, and they're playing well. That's an incredible pass. That's an instinctive pass. You know what the outside wing is going to do defensively, and you pluck the man. May is there on the mark. It's try time. They're so patient at the moment, Samoa. We didn't see that every time when they played against England. They were trying to offload the ball when they got any of those little sort of bump offs and that. Now they're getting their noses down, quick play the ball, and they're playing on the back of it. France at the moment are struggling with their speed to play the ball, and what they're ending up doing, trying to slow them down, they ended up giving away penalties or back to ones, you know, those repeat sets, and that's killing them. Energy levels for this game is going in Samoa's way.
May, just 21 years of age, the try scorer, younger brother of Tyrone, who played at the Catalan Dragons this year. So now we get to watch the goal kicking of Stephen Crichton again. We saw the shot of Laurent Freysenus. He'd be a worried man at the moment. Sudden death game, and at the moment they are on the ropes. They desperately need a run of possession. Certainly not writing them off, but you know, if they had had the ball and field position that Samoa have had, maybe they'd have points on the board. And there's Crichton adding another 2. That hurts. Turns 4 into 6. A 16-0 scoreline. Samoa.
Such a smart carry there by Junior Polo. What happens when you run that good line and you suck people in? The defense has to rattle in. They aren't allowed to. So no matter when you then come off the back, you have your line set up like they did on that left-hand side, you're going to have that edge, you're going to have that overlap.
I just wonder whether there'd be a tactical change. Would they consider, does Laguerre come to the left and Lungi go over to the right? They can't let this game get out of reach early with just an attack which is relentless down the right side defence of France. Here's To'o on the run. He goes almost through the front door. Got as far as the living room there, not all the way out the back. Balo, Luai, here they go again. Left side, and May is away again. Sliding at the finish. Gigot is over there to make the tackle. Oh boy, it's a highway. It's the M62 down the left-hand side here for the Samoans. Never got that direction right. Now Levi. Milford digs into the line again. Luai. Lafai. Ligier is there that time. Gigot. And Romano in the tackle. 10 from the line. Luai. Milford. They're combining well. The halves. Ligier has to come up with a save. It's loose. Oh, that is the great escape there. Line dropout. Full-blooded assault from Samoa, set after set.
I just like it. The Samoan halves have just got full control of this game. They're not trying to score off every play. They're willing to just to build pressure, just put the ball in the backfield there. You know what France are going to do. It's going to be a 50-50. The ball can bounce anywhere. 50-50 chance here. You may get lucky and get the try. If not, get the ball back. Build pressure again.
And they've gone the short one, but just a little too far. Need it to be the 15-metre range, not the 25-metre range. Height was good, length was wrong. Levi, lovely ball inside for Balo. And offload, pass rolled out the back. Suoli'i with a run, lovely step. And they just hang on. Sengare over the top. Justin Sengare off the bench on. Levi, Milford, Luai again. Kick early in the count. Scramble across. Nowhere to go. After Morgier is taken in goal for yet another line dropout.
Great work once again. Samoan halves coming together again. You just see Luai out the back of Anthony Milford. Nothing really on at that point. Crichton just too strong there. Morg, great work there just to make sure that he covers it up. And he's a strong and powerful player too. I expected him to stay in the field of play, but Samoa just everything on the front foot.
So this time, I think they got the distance right this time. Here comes the challenge. Knocked back by Samoa. They get a little lucky there. Milford ended up with it. And Lungi went close to getting the ball for the French. On the field now also, Michael Goudimont in jumper number 17 for the French. So they've gone for fresh troops. They need it. Luai, here's the pressure again. Suoli'i, a hand in there and over the sideline. I don't know what Matu Laguerre thought and Artur Romano. I don't know how well they slept coming into this game, but they might need some sort of help after this match. They'll need sleeping tablets because the nightmares might come up.
They're lucky. They're lucky. I think Suoli'i there he was in two minds whether or not he should make the pass early or hold on to it, so he just spat it out. But I tell you what, they look devastating down that left-hand side.
Joseph Suoli'i in the NRL has had only, you can almost count in terms of minutes at fullback in the NRL. And we haven't really seen a passing game yet. He's behind James Tedesco, and of course Joey Manu can play fullback.
He's a specimen though, isn't he? Just an athlete, written all over him.
Still growing, just a boy, 19. A couple of good charges here and a penalty. I thought the charge of Sengare was good to get them on the front foot, and then a fast play the ball, and that's on report, that one.
Yep, Lingisau just getting told off there by the referee. I think less a swinging arm, more a reaching arm. Palms open, you can see, just reaching up.
And Sengare went off the field. We're told Da Costa has passed his HIA for France, so that's good news. Garcia with that footwork. 20 metres away from the line at 16-0. They have to be next to score. This time with Goudimont. And the defence is good too. Papali'i is out there for Samoa in jumper number 8. One of the best front rowers in the NRL. He's coming off the bench here. Goudimont in that run. Keeping the leg drive. 10 from the line. Gigot, beautiful ball. But caught up was Julien. Just 5 away. Time for Tony Gigot to put on a show. This kick, Morgier has got it under the uprights. Good play, France. Artur Morgier, his kick was perfect. And this is what they can do if they have the same possession as Samoa. They are capable.
That's right, yeah, great build-up play. They chanced their arm, they took on the right-sided defense of the Samoan team, and they were equal to the task. What happens next? Do you go for the try? Do you go for the miracle pass, or just try and build pressure? They need to hold on to the ball just to get some energy back themselves.
Good chase too. Cesar Roger led the chase for the tackle in goal. Are they going short? And it's neither short nor long, is it? Right down the middle. And the young 5'8" has the option of passing off, and Yaha is ready for a run for the French. Garcia this time drifting over to the right side of the field. There are some very good lock forward, loose forwards in this competition, or middle forwards we call them in the modern game. Garcia is one of them, as there is a set restart. And Bellichier took the opportunity. The Costa is on. We've got a lot of their little men out there now. And up to Mugia, almost through. 5 away. Great chance for France. Terrible ball. Good trap. Tony Gigot with the skills of his brother. Playing at Marseille the way he trapped that ball. Give him a contract.
He's like that. He's a maverick. It was all instinct. The ball's an ugly pass, picks it up and just spits it straight onto his foot. You can see Langi just trying to push through there. And Samoa just got out of that by the skin of their teeth.
Where would Samuel be? Would he be watching tonight? Because that was Samuel Gigot plays for Marseille. That was lovely skills. The trap and kick and hands. There's another trap.
And that's when Tony Gigo's at his best, is when he's just playing off the cuff rugby. Sometimes it can be damaging for his own team, but when he's on his game, he's absolutely brilliant.
35 away, Mugia in the lines. Samasoni Langi there. Actually, in his career, interesting story. He played 7 tests for Tonga. 3 of them were against Samoa. So he plays the 4th test of his career against Samoa, but this time in a French jersey. Wide ball, little opportunity there, but good 3-man tackle. In fact, they get a little too vigorous on Siguier there, and a penalty. Then Lafai, and the boys get a little restless there.
I think the French boys just got a little bit animated with the effort from Lingisau.
Well, Jerome Luai says, hello, Tony Gigot, pleased to meet you.
Hey, Jerome, go back. Danny, back.
Now, let's have a look at the bumper bar raised up. It's gone very high from Siguier. And then they absolutely work him over. I think they're like they're attacking a barbecued chicken there. Take a wing, take a leg. I'll have a bit of the flesh, a bit of the breast. And they were eating him. Paul Siguier.
Also, I need to speak to Josh Rapali, Jerome about running in. I'm going to talk to him as well. No more, okay? Let's get playing footy. Ben.
That's nice. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Same message to your team as well. You had the penalty there. I don't need your players running in, Elwar especially. Okay, do not get involved. Let me deal with it. Todd
Smith trying to lay the law down here. But there's so much at stake tonight. I can totally understand the extra feeling.
Emotion.
Exactly. And that can happen. Have to control the aggression, though. 20 metres away from the line. France with another chance. Costa and on to Sangare. He's another one of the big boys in the forward pack of France. They've got a pretty handy rotation. Papali'i might have been lucky not to concede set restart there. Gigot with Luai on him. Luai has thrown him down. That's going to continue that battle. He's down Gigot. He was thrown down after passing. Laguerre to play it. And the Samoans at marker. Lafai, Luai. Boy, oh boy. Slamming him into the turf there. Again, it was Siguier thrown down. We've got a game here, folks. Gigot over the top. Langi's offloaded. Rougier back to Samasoni Langi. 12 metres away from the line. Last play. Another set, it'd be handy. Acosta, Gigot, his kick. He's gone high. The chase through. That's a great take. What a defusal from May. Well, gee, I thought he was in goal where he took off, but there's the call. They got 10 seconds to challenge. I reckon the 10 seconds has passed, has it not? Yeah, 100%. Todd Smith, well done. Our officials, well done. World Cup, we want the world's best.
You got to give credit where credit due, but actually, you know, that's a great kick. He was under fire. Tony Gigot, the Samoan players have it for him. And he waited all the way for the kick chase to come right at him, and he put it on the money.
I was going to say, Robbie, give that ref a pie, and if there's any left over, you know where to send them. Sangare brings it back up for the French. 25 metres away from the Samoan line. 16 points to nil. They desperately need points before the break. They've now achieved field position. They're getting pressure. Conversion to points all important. Garcia, Gigot, dropping it off. Seguier's getting a good run on that right side. He's like a magnet for some manhandling from the defence. Da Costa, Gigot, thought about kicking, went flat. It was quite a ball. To Goodemore. Still left. Here's the call. Rouge. Trapped in possession. Last play it is. Have to get another one. Da Costa. Gigot. The kick. The kick. Is it right? It's not. It's too long from Tony Gigot when they were desperate for it to be pinpoint.
Hey, look, great defense by Samoa there. They kept them out. France went at the right side, the left side. The defense stood strong, and they've got their just rewards. I think if France, we haven't seen anyone being able to defend more than 3 sets. If France had been able to get that ball back, Tor!
Ryan Tor, and they're away. What a strike. Sprinting away has made a score. Penrith Panthers everywhere in Warrington. It may be the home of the Wolves, but tonight some Panthers have moved into town.
And that's what happens when you have that class of athlete in the team. Look, I'm guessing France were a little bit frustrated that they didn't get their just desserts at the end of those 2 back-to-back defensive sets, attacking sets. But when you've got the class of player, listen, Tor just too strong. May was the person that gave him the ball in the first place, knows what Tor can do, stays awake, and benefits.
That's scary good what Samoa have just done. The fact that they've absorbed some real heat thrown at them. And then they come back, and it's their wingers that create a try. Look out quarterfinals, look out Tonga, and potentially look out every team in the competition. Forget about game 1. Forget about it.
Well, you're talking about game knowledge, in-house knowledge, right? May's at acting half there. What's his job as a winger? Is to run out acting half, but he knows Brian Thor's coming at speed. Yep, feed him, then back him up, because anything can happen. And that's exactly what happened. Thor, one-on-one situation, doesn't break entirely through the tackle, but is able to promote the ball, and May, too quick, goes underneath the sticks.
And they've dealt with injury in this tour as well from that first game. Tyrone May, the dislocated hip. Isaac Tungor, shoulder injury. Josh Aloye last week. We saw the dislocated knee. Braden Hamlin-Ueli. Hamiso Tabuai-Fido has gone home. So...
Backs to the wall.
No teams use more players. And Crichton successful. Well, 22-0, 4.5 away from half-time.
You get so much confidence out of that. I mean, Matt Parrish would just be loving, absolutely loving that. They defended, what was it, 2-3 sets back-to-back, and then what are they on the back end of that? They got back in their lane again, big powerful runs down the middle of the park, and they come up with a try at the end, in the middle of that set. Happy coaches.
Absolutely. As you got, if only he could have that kick again, the one that went dead, if he could get that back and somehow put it into the in goal. Now another fearsome charge from the kickoff with Marty Tapau coming on. Yeah, I'll tell you what I've learned from the first half, Paul Seguier is one tough hombre. I said he's in the land of the giants physically, but he's as game as any forward out there. He's absorbed punishment, both with ball in hand and then defending. Papali'i playing at 10 inside their own half. Suolihi and Milford on to Sua. On halfway, Suolihi big enough to play in the pack. Have a look at this kid. Have a look at him. He's like an amusement ride. 3 of them hop on. They put 20p in and they hop on for a ride. Jerome Luai with a kick. Arthur Mugier is underneath it. That is a take. It was out on the fingertips. Well done, Arthur.
That's a great catch. I mean, he would have seen, just in his peripheral vision, 5 white jumpers running at him there. Yeah. That's a great catch under pressure.
Yeah, about 550 kilos coming at him, Robbie. About 550k. Angry Samoans, of all things. So France, another touch set, and to Mugia, another touch for him. He's a very good player, though, those who haven't seen a lot of France. I mean, he is definitely lock him in for the next World Cup, and he'll be one of the blokes running the team then. Garcia goes wide.
Last tackle, Jerome, get out of there.
But I will say it's still a team that needs all their players on deck. Not quite the depth of Samoa or Tonga at that level, in New Zealand and Australia and England, quite obviously. Tono again. Almost back to halfway.
What a problem as a kicker if you're for France. Who do you kick to? Who do you decide to kick to? Everyone can run.
Well, you can kick to one of them if you've got a pickaxe handy. You can run down the field with a pickaxe, but I don't think that's allowed. Ball with Papali'i now.
I think it's hurling, isn't it? Irish hurling.
No, I was thinking genuine pickaxe. I was thinking you get something heavy duty to run down the field with to scare him. Now Milford combines with Luai. Laffey, he's wound back the clock, Tim Laffey. He's running around like he's 18 again. Not one of the more experienced players. 31, 3 World Cups. Milford with the ball. On the 20. Papali'i, that's been put down by Samoa. Oh, he's going to call France. I wouldn't be surprised if France just fire in a protest, absorb a bit of time. But I thought Papali'i had lost control, but it's a silent French side, and boy, they look down for the count here.
I'm with you on that. I think he just reaches out. I mean, it's an ugly catch, that. Even if you do catch it, you're catching it in traffic.
No, look out in this set.
They've not used their captain's challenge, have they?
No, I'm seeing some tired bodies here.
Head in, Danny.
They're in trouble this set. 22-0 is not insurmountable. From here, though, if another score happens, Luai with it. Left side, there's an alarm going off in that corner.
Okay, clear him now.
And down in the corner where the Brian Bevan statue is outside the ground. Tell you what, he'd be loving watching the wingers here for Samoa. The late Brian Bevan, the Wizard of Oz, 5 metres away from the line. Levi, a dummy half. He scored a couple of tries last week. Papali'i, Big Josh loves one. Big Papa to play it. Levi, deep. Milford, step, clipped. On the way through, it's left side all day. Levi to power towards the posts. He's never scored a test try, Big Marty.
Last tackle release.
31st test in his career tonight. Last play of the half. Milford, Luai, left side alarm. You hear it again. The alarm is going off loud here in Warrington. May scores his 3rd try of the half. And it has been an absolute assault on the right-hand side defence of France.
Tony Gigo just blowing up at his inside defenders there to say you didn't spread out. They had this set up for 4 plays on the bounce, and that's how you execute it. They've come down there a couple of times and actually bombed it, but they're getting their timing right now. Everybody's showing up where they should. What can you do? How do you defend against that? They had like 8 players in the space of 40 metres. And every player you've got to deal with because they're all big, powerful men that can move at speed with agility.
Now, we asked him before the game, he told us he wanted to be Tiny May, something I wasn't aware of, never heard of it out of the NRL. He is Taylor May, but Tiny May? Well, Tiny May, 2 tries in his mid-year test debut against the Cook Islands. 3 tries tonight in his World Cup debut. It's a nice strike rate, 3 halves of football, 5 tries.
He's not exactly tiny either, is he?
Well, he's similar to Brian To'o. They are balls of muscle.
Exactly.
Moving parts, very hard to hang on to. And I say in Australia, when they fill out their income tax returns, they put down profession tackle buster. Because that's what he does. He's a tackle buster.
Try scorer. Tackle buster, try scorer, both of them.
Yeah, they certainly are. So what a way to finish the half. France would have thought 8-9 minutes to go. 16-0, we're attacking the line. That kick goes dead. And since then, it's been all Samoa again.
It was 20 minutes before that, that was all Samoa as well. Energy sapping.
I think the headline is screaming right now. They are back. Crichton, pinpoint. What a first half from Samoa. That is an absolute aberration 2 weeks ago. They are alive and kicking in this World Cup. They have scored 5 first half tries against France here. Matt Parrish, their coach, would be a happy man. Half time, Samoa 28, France 0. Hunt, right side Yo, brilliant play, so good. Now Cherry Evans, this is Campbell Graham with a ball straight through. That wasn't good from Italy. Going to call it as you see it there. That was poor defence. 60 is looming for the Kangaroos with 6.5 to go. Yo, Cherry Evans, ball there. And Nene strolls over for the Australians. And right on the line, crash over to score, Lindsay Collins. He'll love that. He doesn't get too many, big Lindsay. Full time in St Helens. Australia coached by the legend, by the immortal Mal Meninga, beating Italy by 66 points to 6. Yes, and the challenge for all us would-be experts, we all like to think that we've got an opinion that's worth listening to. How do you gauge the teams against each other, the heavy hitters in each group? How do you line up Australia's form against England's form, against New Zealand, against what Tonga have done? It is very, very hard, but they are 3 from 0, 34 tries in total. Australia in sweeping through the group, and Fiji finishing second, so they at least make the quarterfinals, Fiji, but they were well beaten by Australia in their opening match. Well, Robbie, let's get the focus back on here. 28-0, 16-0, I thought France still a chance. Asking questions of Samoa for a sustained period, but those 2 tries coming up to half-time really hurt. And now, if I'm trying to gauge Samoa against the big hitters in the competition, I guess the expectation is they go on and get ruthless.
Yeah, they're going to need to do that. I think they need to build upon what they've done already in that opening 40 minutes. It's almost these rounds become like a posed full contact captain's run, where you can get your combinations working, you can try a few new options, but not too many. You don't want to tinker with it too much. And look, Matt Parrish will be in there and say, I think I've got my formula right now. I think I've got it right. Because, like I was saying before the half, I said France, Hana, they're not playing badly. It's just Samoa doing what they do so well. They're setting a great platform. I got to admit, Junior Polo was absolutely incredible in that opening 20 minutes. He just punched hole after punched hole, getting him behind the ruck, and he didn't try to overplay it. He could have offloaded a few times, and they go, but no, let's build sustainable pressure, and then let's play off the back of it. And I think that's where it became a little disjointed against England 2 weeks ago. They worked it out last week against Greece, and I think that's a great opportunity for them, is just to get forward, get those combinations, that interplay with the forwards, knowing who's the dominant forward, who's going to turn up at what time.
Laurent Pressenous there, the shots, they look a little despondent. The French, I mean, they know it's going to be relentless. They're going to need something extraordinary. But look, if they're going to make a come, it has to start somewhere. They have to just focus on the next bit of the match, and that is get themselves into the half. Yeah, and see if it does bring them points.
If I know anything about this game, I would argue to say that the game's out of reach of them, but now it's got to be about their next World Cup. It's got to be about this squad, what they can do together, building that momentum and learning from playing against these absolute world-class Samoan athletes.
Samoa is back on. France on their way out. World Cup Rugby League coverage from Warrington on this Sunday night. And I can only tell you again, it's been a brilliant day to be in Warrington. I went along to the Physical Disabilities Rugby League playoff for 3rd and 4th. Wales versus Australia. It was one of the the best moments I think I've ever had watching this great sport. It was so good. The Welsh anthem, boy, oh boy, belted out. And Wales winning that one over Australia. Well done to them. $28-0 is the scoreline. France to get us underway in this second half. They are on the precipice of being taken out of this World Cup. And there's a run to start the second half to Powell, and ill discipline straight away from the French defence. Well, they've got these big bodies coming at them from Jurassic Park, and it's not easy.
You know, I look at this. When I played rugby league, the shoulder charge was allowed. I use that all the time against guys that size. I didn't want to put my arm around them. It would have been weaker. It just would have been. I was protecting myself.
That wasn't even a shoulder charge. Yes, it's a shoulder side on, but Belichier, there's more damage to him. I mean, Marty Tapau thought that was a mosquito coming at him. Here he is again, Big Marty. I mean, that was quite extraordinary that gives up a penalty, because that wouldn't have bruised a grape. And now Spencer Leniu. There's another one. Here's another one who would run for your life through a brick wall if you ask him. Luai Sulehi on the run. Whoa! The pass around the corner is over the sideline. That's a let-off. They are running hot from the halftime break.
And I think that is one of the holes that you'll see in his game. Because he's not played in that position that often, his selection, his choice on the pass, is it on? The timing also. You know, was Lafai too far upstream there? If so, the pass doesn't need to be made.
You're still talking first grade rookie. You're seeing, I'm assuming a lot of our viewers seeing Joseph Suli'i for the first time. He's only 19 years of age. He's only played 24 NRL games in Australia with the Sydney Roosters, so there's a lot of time to improve for that young man. So it's all hard slog for the French here tonight. And that was Max Puhesh on that run. Now followed up, Justin Sengare. He did some very good runs in the first half. I probably need some big minutes from him here in the second half. He has punched a hole at least, or threatened to punch a hole. Puhesh with the ball now. Just inside the Samoan half, just playing his second test. And from Toulouse, Lichier, Rougier, nice and high, retreating, close to the sideline. To'o, good take. Found his balance well, didn't he, Brian To'o? Down in the corner, and running back out. I do hope that every winger that visits this stadium, Robbie, appreciates the history of Brian Bevan, if they understand the statue out of the ground. And we've got some pretty good try scorers, but Mr. Bevan's numbers blow your mind how good they were. A nice offload, Mays away again. He's up to halfway. He got a first half hat-trick. Luai. Now Ligi Sao running and offloading to Luai. Dart, straighten. Orbog, then offloading. Levi, could be one of the tries of the tournament. Offload, May's got 4. May shouts out to Dominic Young, hold my beer. I've got 4. It's 32-0.
You just got to put that down to concentrated, tough, hard running, power running. They know that France is starting to tire. They know that they can get some opportunities if they stay strong, if they stay alive. They're just keeping the ball alive. Jerome Luai just pushing through, then everybody's on the front foot. Danny Levi pushing through, hasn't got the speed. I think he wanted to chance his arm there. You know he hasn't got the speed. But May's on hand just to finish it all off. They've been threatening. You know, we've been, 4 minutes into this half. They've threatened at least twice before this has actually come about. Everything from Samoa now, you'll watch. Every single player will want to get on the scoreboard. Everything will be on the front foot. What they need to do is understand that they've got a big game next week against a higher competition, and what they need to do is just maybe continue on with the patience that they had in the first half. Let that become their default setting.
Sometimes we talk about commentators' curse, Robbie. We can rap and rap and rap, and that pulls them up, but it's not happening tonight with Jerome Luai. He's putting on a show again. You know, this is the best depth we have ever had across the Rugby League World Cup. Jerome Luai is next level good. And into this Samoan side, the attack all pivots around this guy. It makes them potentially as good as all the others, their attack. Now, there's other facets to the game, but I'm just saying their attack around him can rival the best in this competition. Crichton's kicking them out of sight.
Well, just to
And
build
ball
on,
goes to 6 again.
and just to build on that, Bossy, you know, he's a left-sided player. He's been set up, and we've seen some brilliant tries set up on the left-hand side. But we've also seen him release and go to the right-hand side of the field to work with Anthony Milford, and that's smart play. That's when you're getting it right, when your halfbacks don't lock in on their side of the field and think, I'm not allowed to be anywhere else. They've got to roam. They've got to create an extra player all over the field so you can create extra options.
And they're offside from the kickoff. You know what? I reckon referee Todd Smith could have pinged them 4 or 5 times tonight. I haven't said it, but I was sort of thinking, well, maybe he's not going to. I think he's allowed them too much. He said, you can't keep doing it. That's ill-discipline.
I think he just said to them,
There they are.
I've told you 4 or 5 times as well.
Well, how many do you want? 3, 4? Over they go. 34-0, and you give away a penalty like that. Poor old Laurent, he's looking for a red wine, I think. If that kept up. Now to Pau, Sulihi, Crichton, tile away. That is simply superb. You talk about your well-oiled machines. What a brilliant raid that town. This is Warrington being treated to something special.
Now, the conversation for France at half-time was probably going to be watch them build to the middle of the park and then come back to the left. You just see them, you know, they're the coach killers at this point in time. You're staring down the barrel of 38 points. You're giving away 3 yards. You're inviting this team into your backyard, and that's just set up. But they're probably expecting Samoa to come back at their left side. No, this time I'm going to go to the right. So what they're showing there is they can attack fluently on both sides of the field. Lead runners, Marty Tapau out the back, to Ali, Crichton, and releasing Paul. And this guy doesn't need an invitation to any try line.
Now, Brian Tottle, the story, let me tell you the story of Brian. When he was 16 years of age, cut by the Panthers juniors, they told him, you're too small. It inspired him to work harder. I've had a chat with him. He's a terrific character. He's got a great singing voice as well, but that's by the by. He said, how did you become so good at busting tackles and breaking away? It said because he's part of the big family. The brothers and sisters and cousins, you know, throw him the ball and he would just keep running and ducking and weaving and be cheeky. That's where he learnt the elusive ability. And I believe it. I believe it.
He's the smallest in his family as well, so he had to bat upwards. And you know what? If you're good enough, you're big enough.
You won't meet a more humble young man than that man from Mount Druitt, the western suburbs of Sydney. We're talking, you know, fighting area, fighting quality. It's a brilliant story in rugby league. What a try that was. Crichton again. This helps. Yeah, you're checking to see New Zealand credentials and a mid-tournament swap. Crichton's only missed the 1 tonight. 4s have turned into 6s. Samoa, here they come.
And look at that, just absolutely everybody tuning up at the right time. That's what rugby league's about, and this is why we're talking about where's this team from 2 weeks ago. They've obviously, over the last 2 weeks, they blew their cobwebs out in that first game against England, and they've worked on their timing. And that's pretty much come together tonight. A couple of times they've fallen down, but for the most part, they've got their timing right.
Powell's been very good off the bench tonight. Chanel Harris-Davita is out there now. And Taylor May has gone from the field, so he won't go past the 4-try tally. The meter stops at 4. Harris-Davita, Lafai has moved on to left wing. For Harris-Davita, who's come on and jumped at 20 every game, potentially his last in rugby league. He's giving it up. Whether he comes back remains to be seen, but he's quitting the scene next year, do a bit of world travelling. Papali'i with the ball.
He'll be back. When it's in your blood.
Carl Hall and Doncasters are saying, mate, you want to spend some time in Doncaster. Come across to the Dons. play for us, Chanel. Just a guest stint. High ball. And fielded back. Fuad Yaha with the ball. Very little opportunities for Yaha. Had a hamstring issue in this tournament. And here comes the assault of the defence. This is where we learn a little more about the Samoans. How ruthless do they want to be? Well, they get a penalty. That helps.
It shows intent. When you're jumping upstream on the referee, it does show intent. And it gives France a little bit of a reprieve.
9.5 minutes into the second half. So at this rate, we're looking at Tonga playing Samoa. England potentially against Papua New Guinea. Australia locked in to take on Lebanon. New Zealand to play Fiji. That would be your final 8. I'm still looking forward to tomorrow night. PNG and Wales, the way the Welsh have played. The pride I saw today from the physical disability side as well. They've had a good tournament. Gigot going short. Garcia with it. The scoreline would hurt the captain. He feels they're far better than that. Gigot, left side, out the back. Nice hands, Rouget. Finds its way onto the wing. Yaha with the ball. Back in field. And not quite as precise as it needed to be. At 40-0. Rouget, Gigot. That time just dropping it off for Puhesh. But it's not being done with the same slickness, I dare say, as what the Samoan attack has done. Rouget has got the kick to the in goal. And To'o is going nowhere. That's a result. And just a little reminder of the ability the French have. That was a good kick.
Yeah, that's right. Great result for France. They got let off. They got let off earlier down in the field with the Samoan team giving away a penalty, but they've come down here and they've built pressure. And that's what they want to do. Just continue to play this game. See if they can build pressure against Samoa's line. Hopefully the big boys in the middle for them will be able to set a platform, and then their backs will be able to play off the back of it.
Kick from young Caesar, given that it was from 20 metres out. It was an excellent job. They go hunting the Samoan defenders. Offload. Back to Rouget. So he's getting a few moments at the right now. Singare, after that previous run, he's gone straight from the field. I just feel they need to keep him out there. Maybe he doesn't have the motor to go through, but he's one that looks like breaking through the Samoan defence, and the offload he produced there. At 40-0, I'm asking more of him, to be honest. Lichier. And this time with Springer. 11 metres from the line. Trying to get their first points of the match. Gigot right. And then Garcia of Mugia. So far, so good. Goal line defence of Samoa. Up to the task. Lichier. Gigot. Goes wide. Rouget. Dropped back there. And Goodamore with it. Just 10 metres from the line. Last tackle. Short side raid. Kick. It's bounced up. It's there for France. Did they get it down? I don't know. Yaha isn't sure himself. Todd Smith is going to lock it in, though. It would take Samoa to challenge the try from that point. If they want, they can. Captain's challenge.
They're not going to, though. No.
But at 40-0, I guess they're prepared to let it go. And he does have his first try. One of the prolific try scorers of the Super League has now scored in a test.
And that's, that's the reality of a rugby league ball. It can bounce absolutely anywhere. Suali, he understood that they had already made a back-to-back set, a defensive set. At some point, it's going to be too tight. So what he's tried to do is pick the ball up on the run. That's easier said than done with a rugby ball.
Yeah. So we've seen they've all contributed in some way. The kickers, the attacking kickers. We have seen some good kicks and some bad ones from Gigot. We saw what Rouget did to get them the repeat set, and then Artur Mugia has then put one there that's come up with a result. Now this isn't quite Reece Martin areas, but this young man has kicked 14 from 14 with the French jersey on this year. That includes the warm-up game against Tonga, where he got the 2 from 2, but he's 10 from 10 at the World Cup. Is that enough pressure on you, Artur? Can you hear us up in the commentary box? Good luck, Senor. The kick from 20 metres out.
He's happy with it.
And he's very happy.
Oh, he's not happy.
He's not happy. He's very happy. He's unhappy.
He's unhappy with it. I thought he was happy with it. You know when you get a read off the kicker?
Yeah.
He
Like the
hit
golfer,
the
hit
ball,
it off the
and
tee,
he just sort of
pick up the tee.
exactly, yeah. He picked up the tee, but the ball didn't go
the
through the
build-up was
sticks.
too much, though. The build-up was too much.
I think he heard you.
Trent Robertson's horrified that Voss brought up the stat of 14 from 14. There he is. He's got so much to offer the world game. He's such a promoter of French rugby league. Sulihi on the restart. 40 points to 4.
Interchange for France in midfield, number 15, just
Back for the hard work. Puhesh takes the first run. 25 and a half minutes to go. Job not complete yet for the Samoans. Benjamin Julien on that run. Try double against the Greeks. This time with spring air.
Jaden, let's go!
Featherstone Rover in this French team. Left side, Morgia getting more touches of the ball now. The fullback for France.
Release!
Playing more up in the line. They're a better side for it. Now right across, Rougier, Gigot. Morgia this time drifts across to the right. He's bobbing up everywhere. And he gets a nod of approval from my co-commentator. Robbie likes what he's seeing there. Gigot kicking under pressure. To'o on the run. Robbie asked the question in the first half, where do you kick it?
Don't kick it to him.
No.
Try and find as much grass
It's
as
multiple
possible.
choice where A, B and C are not the answer, and A, B and C are the wing, fullback and wing. I'm not sure what D is.
Well, May's gone off and Luffy's out the back now, but he can carry the ball.
Luai, left side alarm. Did I tell you about that in the first half? Lafai with the ball. Samoa roll on again. Not willing to let France score back-to-back tries. Aguisao, he's 25 from the French line. Levi, Milford, run, step, and then still able to take defenders with him. Has lost it at the finish. Oh, Milford, I had a little flashback there to 2013, 9 years ago. Boy, he was good in the tournament.
Well, that's right, and that's what he brings. It's what both the Samoan halves bring. They'll pass out the back, they'll hit the lead runner, they'll pass out the back, and then, before you know it, they'll step on the gas themselves, put a side step on, use their power, step out of tackles, and put the defensive line under pressure. That time just coming a little bit unstuck, just losing the ball as he's trying to hustle. Best way of saying trying to hustle after contact.
When Milford played in the World Cup in 2013, that was on the back of playing his first year in first grade, and that was back at the Canberra Raiders in the NRL. A few years later, I thought he was man of the match in our grand final in the NRL in Australia that the Broncos lost to the Cowboys. I thought he was man of the match and denied the award. That can happen. But next year, he'll be playing under Wayne Bennett at the Dolphins. Played at Newcastle Knights this year. He's one of Wayne's hopefuls. So France win this scrum. We had that little injury time and then ball lost. Referee Todd Smith onto that one. He's handled this pretty well, Todd Smith, tonight, because it was getting out of hand a little bit early, the way he's dealt with the players. You know, there was real test match feel to it. And some of the calls he's had to make, I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, he calmed it down, didn't he? Got control of the game once again. Was able to talk the players to talk them back into focusing on their job and not throwing handbags.
Don't you love the ball into the terrace here? Into the terraces and a clean catch. It always brings a big cheer. Someone scored the World Cup ball there. Now it's been thrown onto the field. Not their best work. Puhesh on this run. France 35 metres from the Samoan line. So still a chance for back-to-back tries this year. Oh, Morgia. Oh, boy. Thrown down. Devoured like a crepe with a bit of chantilly cream on top of it there. The Frenchman. Can you tell him getting hungry? Da Costa inside the 30. to the right side. Gigo, a kick. Lafay's ready. Leguera's there, and so is Harris de Vita. Matu Leguera almost came down with the ball for France.
Not a bad set for France. You know, they're building pressure once again. What they need to do now is just muscle up, and they've got to stop Samoa from getting forward. They need to try and restrict them to kicking the ball out of their 30, maybe 40 metres.
It's tonight the 5th time that France have played Samoa all time. The record will read 1-4 for the French. To'o on another run.
His metres after contact is ridiculous.
Aren't they? Well, he's just gone past 200 metres for the night with that run.
I think 150 of them were after contact.
Well, he might make 300 metres back-to-back weeks. I told you in the first half, you make 200, that's a great game. You make 300.
Last tackle, up.
Stop the press. Last tackle, Samoa. Luai, left foot kick. Oh, this is good.
It's a wobbler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It went down the torso. It ended up a little south of the waist, if you know what I mean.
He's lucky he put his leg up, isn't he?
He had 3 balls in his hands there for a while. French with the ball on their 30-metre line. That one's gone through to the keeper with Robbie. So France back with the ball. And Leguera on this run.
Contact.
Yeah, this is what Matt Parrish wants to see. Real intent going into the last quarter of the game. And this time, Gigo out wide. Brian To'o saw that one coming. He played the man. And the tackle on Seguier there, 10 inside their own half. Again, you see, not the precision of the French attack. Sirlehi won't stop it. 40-20. Well done, Tony Gigo there. And they liven up the French now, the French support here.
Great work from Tony Gigo there. He set up for it, he played for it, and he absolutely nailed it. And now he's running up the field, trying to pump up his players. Come on, let's get on the front foot. Goodemon.
Goodemon with the first run.
1 foot.
Double figures would look far more respectable. Pellissier tries to burrow. He got 10 tries this year with Toulouse. Almost one here on the test stage. They'll take another run with the spring air. But over the top comes Josh Papali'i. Then a switch back to the left. Morgiela's kick. Crichton respect.
That's great
Takes
scramble.
it over the dead ball line.
Great scramble by Samoa. You know, everything about them very urgent at the moment. Look, they're 40 points to 4 up. They can take their foot off the gas at this point in time, but they're not. Everything's about hustling. You see Crichton there doing his job, spinning on the dime. The ball's been put behind them before. They know that their play's coming. They need to watch out for it.
Harris de Vita goes short. He's got the rage. It's too easy. Like shelling peas for Crichton. Beautiful catch.
That is class.
And Papali'i's up over the 40-metre line. That's great play.
Great kick. And look at that. Balanced catch. There was no threat there. From Samoa, there was no risk there.
Well, I'm telling you, with respect to England, Australia, New Zealand, get your tickets for Tonga v Samoa. It will be the best match of this World Cup. Maybe even we'll be saying that after the semis and the final. That's how good it could be.
It's on.
Next week. Papali'i,
Nice.
Milford, great play again. Sewa, Todd Smith should have got it. It's play on still. Leguera's been hit high. Lost the ball in goal. Matu Leguera has been hit high. I can't have a 4-pointer for that.
I think it's head on head there.
I'm going to check it. Okay.
Anthony Milford,
Marcus,
he's got up looking rusty as well.
I have no try.
Some incredible play there.
Need to review the contact from Anthony Milford on the French defender. My live assist is the contact is high, which caused the ball to be lost. Just need you to review that and then through what happens to the ball.
All right, bit to go through here. Bit to go through.
It's not in a good way, mate.
Standing by for the video referee to come on
I am
board.
here yet, I'm just waiting to be cued. But because it's an injury, I don't think we'll be cued yet.
Well, they've got to have a look at it. We can't be waiting for the injured player to go on the review. We should have a look at the review. Let's see, wanted to check.
Yeah. Video referee to match director. We have an on-field decision of no try, tackle 4. We need to check the contact and onside, offside. So because it comes from a kick, that's where we need to start. So we can go back to the original kick. There we go, perfect, thank you very much. So he kicks the ball. There's a player on the right-hand side who is offside, but I imagine he will stay outside 10.
Marcus, I can't hear you, mate.
I'm pressing you down. So now we're checking the contact. So there we lose his head. Yeah, we lose his head on that angle.
Okay, he's gone off HIA, mate.
So in my opinion, that contact... Let's see if we have another angle on the contact. Okay, so... Thank you. I am happy. Is he still on the pitch? Yeah. I can't hear that. This will be the angle.
Not getting a lot out of the video referee on this one.
There is no foul play. It is head to head.
Marcus, I can't hear you, mate.
Well, he hasn't forced it. He's lost the ball then.
Can you hear me now? So, at this point, it is head to head. There is no contact with shoulder to head. So now we need to establish why the ball comes out. So, yeah, we're going to get to it. We just need, so we now know the ball has come out. So now we need to see if anybody grounds the ball. So we can just keep going until the ball is dead. So the ball is lost there, so we can carry on going. Carry on going till the ball is dead. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Off the leg,
and the ball is grounded.
And then he scores.
Thank you.
The ball.
I'm happy I've seen all available angles. I've made a decision.
So it's going to be a Samoan try, and to be fair, the French have already conceded. In fact, I would have been happy to hand over the players for the video referee decision. I don't think that was our finest hour. But we have got the right decision. It's unfortunate what happened to Matu Leguera, but we play a hard game, and that contact, one bloke trying to save a try, one trying to score it happens.
Well, that's it. You know, Anthony Milford's come on to make the tackle against Leguera. Some great build-up play, though. Anthony Milford, short ball there. And then the ball just goes over Danny Levi's shoulder. It's towed on by Anthony Milford as they both go for the ball, compete for the ball. There's a head clash with no malice in it. Leguera, he's dropped the ball over the line, and Anthony Milford just happens to be there and places the ball down.
The 8th try of the night for Samoa, and now Stephen Crichton is having another shot at goal, looking to get his 7th success.
You know, I've seen penalties given in that respect because they say it's the defender's responsibility to make sure that there's no type of contact like that.
Yeah. Other way around, if Leguera is going for the try and ends up on the end of that, and that prevents him from scoring, he loses the ball, then yeah, you're right, Robbie. You can see that.
You know, I've seen those given in both directions now.
46-4.
But to take nothing away from Samoa's build-up to that try in the first place, some incredible build-up play. Pavalia out the back to Anthony Milford, short ball to Sua. Danny Levi yet doesn't get the catch, but yeah, it's a brilliant play. Samoa haven't taken their foot off the gas yet.
Here you go. with a kick to restart things in the second half. So if you've missed some of the action, May in his World Cup debut came up with 4 tries, 3 in the first half and 1 after half time, and then has gone from the field. I'm hoping for his sake he's okay. It'd be a shame if that's all his involvement is. They've been a bit cursed, Samoa, at this World Cup. And here they go again, just the metres they can make. I think they're a threat still. Levi, Luai, Papali'i, the luxury of bringing him off the bench tonight. Josh Papali'i, stripping penalty there. 2 in the tackle, which isn't allowed. You can do one-on-one strip. Any more than one defender, it's a penalty.
Watch the footwork as Josh Papali'i goes to the line. That's him. For a guy his size, steps off his left foot. Watch this. Boom, skins 2 players, leaves 2 in the background. That's brilliant.
Yeah, great analysis. Robbie Hunter-Paul about one of the best front rowers in the competition in Australia, showing it here at the World Balo is on. He's like, offloading game's been a little refined. It's another component to their attack. Luai out the left. Harris DeVita kept it alive. Lavai is with it. He's got it down. Too strong. Tim Lafai in the corner. What about the points tally just on the left side alone? It's huge.
It's greedy, isn't it? It's a brilliant build-up play once again from Samoa. And what a luxury to have a strike weapon like Tim Lafai out on your left. He's been absolutely incredible for the Salford Red Devils this year. And look at this. Chanel, Harris Tavita, just keeping the ball alive. Too big, too strong, too powerful. There's 4 points. Some tired defenders there from France. 3 on the man. They needed to scream across, keep him above, be strong now.
Talk about his story. I mean, he's not part of the Samoan squad for game 1. He's not part of their entire squad. He's been brought in from out of the squad after the injuries of the disastrous first match. He's come in, tri-double v Greece, tri-double now here through France. Definitely going to be starting centre quarter-final at his 3rd World Cup. This is a joy for him to come in.
Every single time he's carried the ball, he's beaten the first man tonight. And he does that in the Super League as well. He is a joy to watch. He's got some errors in his game, but we've not seen it. He's just not chancing his hand in the game tonight. I think he's playing with a little bit more discipline. Yeah. And you know what? He's gone from strength to strength.
There'd be Australian and New Zealand viewers watching right now that probably, with respect to Tim, thought, you know, the career was gone. He'd dropped out. He was a consistent first grader, had some great moments, terrific offloader. But his best days, you thought, were behind him. But he's rejuvenated here, and he's now producing it at the World Cup.
And a number of players do come from the NRL to do exactly that. They come over here to build their confidence again. Rugby league is a confidence game. If you feel like you can own that space, own your position, you'll go from strength to strength. You'll play outside your ability. And it's not Bina's ability. Sometimes you need just a little bit more space, which you get in the Super League, to create opportunities and create new confidence.
And Tim is Samoan born, making the story even better. Representing the Samoan side here, so they've hit the 50. 50 points to 4. And 9 tries on the board, 9 tries to 1. Talk about the cream rising to the top. Luai, the win intercepts. Ball has been knocked down by Rouget. It'll be a Samoan ball centre field.
France, very lucky there, very lucky. I think it was Tony Gigo tried to jump upstream and get an intercept pass there. They had a 4-on-1. Samoa had 3 players outside the winger, or outside the halfback there. You would have expected if that ball had gone to hand, that would have been a try.
You're a great playmaker in your time, Robbie. What have you, young Caesar, as a player that we're sort of pinning our hopes to for France in 3 years' time?
Oh, so important, this tournament for him. You know, he's playing against the best players in the world. That builds his confidence. He knows that he can play at this level. He'll come away from this and try and take his game onto that next level, which it needs to stay at a very high escapade. I mean, you got Arthur Morg as well. Sam Tompkins calls him the future of French rugby league, and what a player to build. You know, what two players to build the future of your international team around.
There's now this left side again, and working to the edge. Spencer Lenu, Harris Davida, spinning through. The French are saying, what happened there? Ben Garcia is saying, hang on a second, come on.
Chanel Harris Davida, he's picked the pocket of Arthur Moore.
In the tackle there and not lost.
All right, so video referee, over to you. And
Video
see if it's
referee
another
to
one for
match
Samoa.
director. We have an on-field decision of a try tackle free. Can we please check whether the ball was stolen or whether it was lost? So,
Thanks, mate.
there's a player in the tackle. There's two players in the tackle. The ball is hit out of the tackle. It then hits a French player's leg. The ball is gathered cleanly by a Samoa player. If we can go through to the grounding.
There you go. He's not going to muck it up from here. He's not going to do a Sonny Blue Williams, is he?
Thank
Here in
you.
Warrington.
I'm
Not
happy to
slipping
see
over
all
a
the
dead ball
angles I
line.
need to make
It's another try. They're locking it in for Harris Davida. Little unfortunate. The ball out and then off the leg rather than Samoa knocking it on. A quick couple of tries, and with 11 minutes still to go, could get a little ugly.
Again, it depends on whose direction you're looking at. Samoa are probably thinking, you know, we've got the biggest game of their careers, of their international careers coming up. Once again, great build-up play, strong running. Ball just been stripped. And Harris Davida there, just picking the pocket of Arthur Moore.
All the French players stopped. Crichton's taking the shot from right in front, but chose intent. They want to get it on and go at them again.
Tell you what.
You know what I'm thinking? They're thinking, we concede 60 the first week. We top 70 goes great. Let's do top 60 here as well. Like to, yeah, just a little mindset thing.
Counterbalance.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, you know, let's concede 60 points the first week and fly under the radar. Little gamesmanship.
Penny for the thoughts of Laurent there, the coach. Cosinus, the French coach, has got away from them there. 16-0, 10 from half-time. They were attacking, kick went dead, and from there it's been, well, you wouldn't call it procession, but yeah, they've never looked likely again.
No, you're right, but you're talking about that 16-0, but there was a lot of other things that were going on there. There was back-to-back defensive sets. That always sets up for the rest of the game, whether or not you're going to have enough energy to deal with this constant barrage of energy just being thrown at you.
Milford and Harris Davida playing out of position out at centre. Done well. Luai, left foot step. He's beaten a couple. Now to centre field. Junior Barlow wanted the ball for Samoa. Inside the 40, they're doing things at will now, the Samoans. And down the right side, there's a round of applause. The Welsh Physical Disabilities Rugby League side is right in the stand. You can see the red jerseys on the far side. They're getting a standing ovation. Kick right to the corner. Great take by Roger for France. Oh, and he bowls over the top of Danny Levi.
Danny gets up with a big smile on his face. He's still laughing.
How good's that? The Welsh players getting a big round of applause here.
Danny and Josh, lead him up!
New Zealand and England to contest the Physical Disabilities Rugby League World Cup final. And a reminder, if you love your World Cup action, we've got the wheelchair competition and the women's getting underway this week.
Danny, move!
Tuesday, the start with England and Brazil. Australia hot favourites for the women's draw. England favourites for the wheelchair competition. In fact, many predicting it to be an England-France final. Here's the French now. And the kick from Gigot. He's got this torpedo bomb going here. No one's going to get to that on the full. He almost did the splits, Brian To'o, to avoid it.
They're incredible kicks. I mean, we could see it from where we are up here. The ball goes up, but then it comes back on itself. Thor is actually underneath it at the beginning of the kick. and then the ball comes back on him. Oh, they're crazy kicks to try and get under.
He's got in position to catch it, and then it's gone.
The ball's pulled back away
5, 6,
from him.
7 metres away from him. Samoa with the ball with 7.5 minutes to go.
Help it! Release!
So they will feature in the 4th of the quarterfinals against Tonga. Suoli'i on the run there. Quarterfinals to kick off in Huddersfield. What appropriate birthplace of rugby league. We get down to the serious end of competition in the men's. Levi, Papali'i, Balo, right side, offload, great play again. I said, well-oiled machine.
What about?
The machine is chugging again. Milford has a try-double. As lethal as their left has been, their right side is starting to look pretty flash as well.
I mean, what I love about that, it was the interplay with the front rowers. The front rowers are doing something that they're not supposed to do. They're passing the ball. Papali'i there to Polo passing it to Hunt. And then Milford, that's where they get the edge. The French defenders had squeezed up to deal with their big truckers in the middle of the park. They're all there. They all squeezed up thinking, well, these guys' job is just to take the ball forward. No. The front rowers pass the ball out to the backs. 3 front rowers just tipping the ball on one after another. That's brilliant.
Big truckers, eh? Confirming, truckers. They are big, though. They are big. And it's another one. So we've got try doubles now for Milford, for To'o, for Lafai, and 4 tries to May. Quite a night for Samoa. Let me say, they are back, baby. They are back. We have a saying in the NRL, Australian fans will know. Once you concede 50 points in a match, you can't win the competition. That's been proven. No team has ever conceded 50 in a game during regular season and won the competition. What an incredible story it would be if Samoa concedes 60 in game 1 and go on and win the damn thing.
Well, in Australia, you'll have to make up a new saying.
Well, that's
all
right.
those 100 years of tradition down the pan.
There's Milford. Potential Dolphins fans in the NRL next year will be enjoying what they saw there. In fact, to say, he's got better as the game's gone on tonight. He had the week off, and you know the first game's like an aberration and nothing doing there. Game 2 suspended. Now he comes back in. Luai was the one dominating, but he's coming into his own in the second half.
Definitely.
Short kick off. It's been knocked on by Samoa. 62-4. This scrum will be inside the 40-metre zone. Just on the physical disabilities rugby league side, 2 in the tournament, even though they've finished 4th, and then they are on camera. Good on you, fellas. Adam Hill's an absolute hero. I watched him today, trying his best. But a young fella by the name of Bryce Crane got player of the tournament, the Australian fullback. I'll put him up there as one of the superstars of this tournament. He is sensational. He had a very serious arm injury playing junior reps with the West Tigers in Australia. Now just to play basically one-armed, one-handed, Robbie. He is phenomenal talent. Like, worth going along to watch him play. Just a beautiful mover.
You just got to take your hat off to them all, don't you? I remember how hard this game was to play with all my limbs. Trying to do it with just one arm.
Yeah. His balance, just the pick up out of dummy half, his passing.
Both ways, both sides as well.
I'd say if they did tackle bust stats today, he had 47. That's how many he had. Rouget goes to the left side for the French.
Let go, Christian! Steven!
12 metres away from the line. Seguier still trying his best. He's black and blue underneath the jersey, but he is still trying his darndest. They're 10 away from the line. Double figures would at least be something for them. Pellissier with the ball. Rouget there. Set restart. The flat ball on the bounce. Julien with the ball. Only 5 minutes away. He's lost it. It's been stripped away. Penalty will do. They will get the ball again.
You know, what I like about this Samoan defense, no matter what France have thrown at them, Samoa have been able to get the right numbers in front of them defensively. So we've been singing.
Claiming it was only one-on-one.
Oh, captain's challenge.
Yes, the captain's challenge at 62-4. I'll just go on record of saying it's one of the more boring things in the
video referee, two-match director. We have a captain's challenge from Samoa. They're challenging the decision of a knock. Oh, can we please have all angles of the ball to establish how many players were in the tackle?
That decision is strict, mate.
Yeah, ball steal stolen. Yeah. So at this point there are 2 players affecting the tackle. The 6 removes his hands and the ball is stolen backwards by Samoa. So, okay, so the challenge is one-on-one. Based on the available angles, the challenge is successful. It will be ruled as a mutual infringement.
Okay, Jerome, you're going to play the ball here because you just got the ball after it. Okay, you'll play the ball there. Successful is only one-on-one.
There you go. So they get it, but as I said, with 2.5 to go and you lead by 58. But, you know, I suppose they don't want to do any more defending, so certainly fine. Feels like we've had one every game, though, when the big scores. Lafai now with it.
Okay, move! Here and hold! Hold!
Now Barlow with it. All right, Robbie, you got a couple of minutes. I think man of the match tonight, the Kazoo man of the match. Have you got a clear-cut decision? It's a tough one.
I wouldn't say it's clear-cut. There's been so many great performances by this Samoan team. I really like their big boys. Anthony Milford's been good, but their big boys, Hunt, Papali'i, Polo, all of them have been absolutely brilliant sitting that platform. But for me, tonight's Kazoo player of the match has to be the man that's been organising everything. About to kick the ball now, Jerome Luai.
Jerome Luai with a kick. Yeah, the moment you announce him, man of the match, he pulls it up like that. Beautifully done, Robbie. The ball is brought. Oh, that is one of the shots of all time. Junior Barlow.
Oh, he felt
it's
that.
a health hazard to run at him.
He felt that.
Good luck, Arta.
He felt that.
What size coffin does he need? That was an amazing hit. Junior Barlow, 115 kilos, has absolutely smashed the French fullback.
6 again, leg pull, Jerome.
My goodness.
I was thinking he felt that. I felt that.
Seriously,
I felt it.
A minute to go. We're going through the motions. The game's done. Junior Barlow, have some heart. Have some compassion.
Look at this. That's going to be the shot of the tournament. That was a great run. He had just split them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you get up speed. Get away from the big boys.
That's one. We get to see Atamuji, you know, we know his talent. Morgia produces a great run, but it may have been his last of his life.
On the back of a great kick was a great run, an even greater smash.
How tough is he? He's back up. What a sport we follow. Kick to the corner. Lafai's come up with it. Well, you've waited to the last minutes of this game to see, I dare say, highlight of the night.
There we go.
Game finishes with a few words between Jerome Luai, Ben Garcia, Ewa Felicia, Matt Parrish. What a difference 2 weeks makes. Back-to-back big scores. I'm telling you, they can cause some damage. And not just of the Junior Barlow kind. What about that? Samoa thrashed week 1 and now have come back with back-to-back big wins. Samoa beating France 62-4.